Okay, you guys want to hear my second sky experience? Then y'all are gonna hear my second sky experience. So, it all started off when I was at home and I heard about Second Sky. I saw the announcement and I was like, it's putting on a music festival. This is the coolest thing that's ever happened. And so then I like sat there and I was like, I have money, but do I want to go? And my heart was like, yes! And so I entered the whole thing. Yeah, I'll give you like the whole story. What other appropriate time to tell you guys about everything than right here, right now. But yeah, I know, I had the same reaction to, yeah, same. And it was like, oh my god, like I have to go. I was on the fence. I was on the fence for a little bit, and I kept on entering that contest where it was like, share this with all your friends, and like try and get people, and I was like begging all my friends. I was like, guys, please get me these tickets, I need to go. I didn't win. But my heart was very sad on it. I was like, if I don't get the free tickets, I probably won't go. But then, Porter announced that he was going to be playing Worlds Live. I never got to see Worlds Live. And I had probably scoured the internet for every single video of Worlds Live. Like, every YouTube set, like I watch it over and over again. I watch the live, like, remakes all the time. And that was my biggest regret in life. My biggest regret in life is that I hadn't discovered Porter sooner so that I could, like, experience Worlds Live. And I was like, I'm never gonna be able to go. And that was, like, the most heartbreaking feeling to me. And I thought for sure I would never have that chance. And so he announced it, and I was like, yes! Yes, yes! And I said, I will do anything to go to this. So I did. What I did is I bought the tickets as soon as they went on sale. As soon as they went up, I was like, I have to do it. I have to do it. I have to do it. So I waited in the line with like the little blue guy and stuff. And I bought a ticket for me, and I bought a ticket for my best friend. And I said, listen, I'm buying your ticket, and this is your birthday present, and we're going to California. And she was like, dope, let's do it. And I was so happy she wanted to go. So I got my tickets, and I was hyping it up in my head. I was like, I know this is gonna be the best day of my life. I know this is gonna be the best day of my life. I felt it. And so I wanted to cosplay. I wanted to do the cosplay. I wasn't like really like thinking about it. So then I brought it to my grandma, and I was like, Grandma, I kind of want to do a cosplay. And she was like, all right, let's get you started. And so I did. And she helped me learn how to sew, and I'll show you guys the skirt again. But we bought this skirt off of Amazon. It was just a plain white pink one. Plain white pink, that doesn't make any sense. Light pink. And then we got this fabric and sewed it on and kind of added some cute little ruffles to it. And then we got this, I don't know what you call it, like frill. And we sewed that on all the way around. And so we made the skirt. And obviously the colors aren't perfect, but for a DIY, I thought it was pretty good. Don't show feet. No feet here. PHIA's grandma is so cool. My grandma is like literally the coolest person I know. Like, I honestly mean that. She's like, my grandparents are my favorite people ever. They're so amazing. So I got the cosplay together. I had my ticket, and we went to San Francisco, me and my friend Sarah. So we go, and the first thing we did is we got lost taking the BART trains. We kept on calling it the BART train because funny. We got lost on the BART train. We couldn't figure out how to use it, but thankfully we left really early, so we still made it there on time. And I remember getting on the bus to get shipped to Second Sky, and I was just kind of like having this moment because like everybody was looking at me because they were like, cosplay, you know, people are like excited. they're like ooh, cosplay girls. Everybody was like looking at me, and I kind of felt like nervous. I was like all this attention, like everybody's looking at me. But I just owned it. I was like, you know what, I feel really good. This feels awesome. Yeah, BART was a lot to handle, that's for sure. So yeah, I got on the bus, you know, everybody's looking at me, and I felt really, really at home. Thank you, Not Spooky Sushi. Thank you for following. I felt really, really, really at home. Because all the people around, I could tell, were like on the same vibe as me. Like, I could totally feel that. And so I immediately just felt this immense, like, feeling of, like, calm and, like, just happiness. Like calm happiness just kind of, like, wave over me, where I was like, I feel like I could be best friends with any person here. Hello, Nugget. And I think that's such a cool feeling that I felt like I could have gone up to any single person at Second Sky and talked to them, and then they would have been my friend. And like I didn't feel intimidated whatsoever. It was the most positive vibe right from the get-go. So then, you know, we went through the gates and stuff, and right away people started wanting to take pictures with me, and I felt so great. I had somebody who had a blanket that had Rin, like the beach towel, and they held it up and took a picture with me, and everybody was like looking like, oh, she's cosplaying, and I felt so cool. I was like, yeah, I feel so cool right now. And everybody loved it, and this guy, he had an accent. I couldn't like understand what he was saying most of the time. But he was like, yes, you are best Rin. And he gave me this little Porter Robinson pin just to me, and he was like, you are best Rin, take this. And I was like, that's so cool. And so then we walk in, and we have like, oh my gosh, we have like all like the wisteria flowers falling and things, and like I knew like this was it. This is the coolest thing I've ever done. So then I went and got in the merch line, which was over in this direction. Here's the merch booth. So I was in the merch line, and the set started. And I was really freaking out because that was the virtual self set, which was only half an hour, and the merch lines were really long. It was so scary. I was like, oh my god, like I cannot, like I have to get merch. I can't miss the merch, but I have to see virtual self. So it got 15 minutes in the set, and I started like panicking. I was like, what do I do? Do I get merch? Because I'm not gonna be able to get merch if I leave because the line was too long. But if I don't go, I'm never gonna be able to see virtual self because like who knows when I'm gonna be able to see that again. So what I did is we ended up making friends with this guy who was standing in line with us. And he was like, he could tell that I was starting to get like kind of panicked. He was like, go. He's like, go. I'll save your spot. Go. And so he like shoved us to go. And we went over and stood up by the stage, and I got to see the last 15 minutes of the virtual self set, and then still came back and got my, he held my spot in line, which like, that just shows like how good this community is. Like the community is so pure that he would do that, you know, and not be like a butt about it. And he was like, he wasn't for him either. He was like genuinely like out of his own like generosity, was like, I will save your spot, you go. That was so cool. Shoot, what was I saying? Yes, okay, the one part that I did want to highlight, like I'm not gonna walk you through all the nitty-gritty details of the day, but the one part I did want to highlight is, so during the last set, which was you know, Worlds Live, during Worlds Live, I had finally made it up. Like I'll show you where I was standing. I was standing right here, okay? So there was like maybe like one person here, and then there was like me right here. And these like 2 or 3 people sat down after Maddion, like they sat down to like, kind of like rest. And then the guy who was sitting front and center right here, like leaned over and was like, hey, like I love your Rin cosplay. And so we started talking, and we kind of like bonded over that. And so then World starts, and I'm standing here, you know, really great view for the set. I was like up there, and Porter goes. Porter ends the set, and this guy, everybody in the crowd is cheering like, shelter, 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 because we know Maddion's there. He just went before Porter. We know Maddion's there. And what he did is that he reached out his arm to me while everybody was cheering. He reached out his arm, and I grabbed his arm, and he pulls me and pushes me right up to the front and center. I am on the rail, the very front and the very middle, and literally directly in front of me is Porter and Maddion. My like 2 idols, my 2 favorite musicians, like standing up there. And then they proceed to play Shelter. They play Shelter, and they have like the Rin visuals and everything. And I'm here in my outfit, and everybody like around me is kind of like cheering me on, you know, because I'm Rin. That was the best moment of my life. That was the best 2 to 3 minutes of my life. Absolutely. And that's like, I cannot even begin to explain like the feelings of like pure euphoria that I felt, where it was like someone, I had like reached like the peak of my existence where I'm like, nothing can be better than this. And I'm going to treasure that and hold on to that. I don't know. It was a really cool moment for me. You know, I was just singing, reaching my arms out, like feeling the air, and like, it was really cool. It was really cool.